What's up, guys? Iceman here. Welcome to Meditations. So a couple days ago, I watched a video that this lady made about the landscape of the world throughout history. She was pointing out various mountainous ranges and how they all have like these flat edges to them, and they're all like cut out, if you will. And she made the case that the entire world was mined like a long time ago. And this, of course, added to my speculation that what we're seeing is a renewal of reality as we know it, just over and over again, like a great reset of a sort. She was making the case that, like, there were these ancient people or something that would mine for resources and material, like we're talking like thousands of years ago. And I think she was referencing Nephilim or giants, perhaps from the Book of Enoch. And just how all this stuff has been hidden from us for centuries, or the last century at least. A sort of great deception, if you will. And what's interesting is I think that a lot of us in this niche of the whole, did the millennial kingdom already happen with Jesus, if it happened at all? And did the rapture already happen, if it ever would happen? And is this the little season where Satan has been released from bondage to deceive the nations, referenced in Revelation 20? It seems like there's quite a case to be made that that's what's going on. And I remember some months ago, I was lacking sleep, right? Like I went days without sleep. And I almost entered this sort of haze of a reality. It was freaking me out. But I started to see signs everywhere, you know what I mean? I was suffering a bout of insomnia, and I was taking some medication that kind of bumped up my energy levels, and I was taking too much of it, so I just stopped sleeping, right? So I had signs of insomnia. But I remember I saw this reference of when I was in the train of thought that there might be a veil over our eyes. You know what I mean? Like the rulers, principalities that be are hiding our own history from us and have rehashed the reality from the ground up, perhaps reset humanity. This stuff could have happened after the millennial kingdom happened. It could have happened after the rapture. It could have happened after any of these things. Or it might just be a cycle where a select few who control the world try to make a new dawn of humanity. And now, like what we're in now, for example, is that they're slowly releasing the technology again. You know what I mean? Like the cell phones and stuff. Like we think that we're at the tip of the spear in terms of technological advancements. Just we as the common public, the common people. But the reality is all this stuff has already been. And greater technology exists, you know, and it always has, well, for a long time anyway. And with this new dawn of humanity that probably happened a couple hundred years ago, maybe 500 years ago, maybe 1,000 years ago max, maybe 2,000 years ago max, they're starting to slowly release it. And there's a lot of agendas behind why they're trying to slowly release it back to us, I think, and I can make other videos on that. But nonetheless, it kind of coincides with the biblical notion cited in Ecclesiastes, for example, where there's nothing new under the sun, and where what is has already been. It's been here before. You know what I mean? It's kind of saying that there's like a cycle, and it just goes on and on. and that there's nothing new under the sun. And I can't help but wonder if that's a reference for those who are inquiring of what's actually going on today. But I'm curious what your thoughts are on that. Are we in a sort of recycled world? It's almost aside from the idea that it was mined and all that, but you guys should check out these videos. This one lady posted it, or this one guy who like goes around and looks at trees and stuff and remnants of old trees that he claims were like thousands of feet tall. Like Devil's Peak, for example, if you look that up, or Devil's Tower rather. He says that thing is a giant tree stump, and there's all sorts of other things throughout the world that they say are just petrified wood, and there were giant trees like 1,000 years ago. And of course, the powers and principalities that be say that no, there's some sort of rock formation that just sprung up out of the ground, and it's millions and millions of years old. You know what I mean? Yeah, but it's just, aside from the idea that this whole world was mined in the past for resources, which could be true. What if these higher ups are living deep within the ground or something? Some would say they're living on like a different planet. But I think deep within the ground would be a bit more fitting, if you will. Just like what the Bible says, how the day of the Lord, they will tell the mountains to fall on them, and they will be hiding in the rocks. You know what I mean? And I can't help but wonder if this is the synagogue of Satan that Jesus referenced. Those who are sons of the devil, or worship the devil, things like that. The deceivers. But what are your thoughts on that? Are we living in a time as such, just like the little season thing? It would very much coincide with the idea that we are greatly being deceived, that the nations are being deceived if the devil's running the show right now for a little while. He would most certainly give us a false history, a false reality, a false idea of where we stand in this whole thing. You know what I mean? The universe, if you will. Get us to not believe in God. You know what I'm saying? Give us to believe that we're just some godless thing, and that we return back into the nether of oblivion after this. I don't know, but what do you guys have to think about that? More videos to come on this topic. I just can't help but wonder if this freaking world is being recycled over and over again, and there's a lot more of this when it meets the eye. You know what I'm saying? It has to do with the Nephilim of old that were there in the days of Noah, that they're there during the flood and thereafter. And it has to do with Nimrod and the hierarchy of power that we see signs and symbols of, but we don't even see the surface of it, of how deep this deception and power goes. But I'll talk to you guys in my next video, and if you will like this one, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll talk to you later. Peace be with you.